And now, your reigning, defending, greatest wrestling podcast of all time. This is Let Me Book the Territory, the podcast for smart marks and nostalgia nerds. Featuring A-Dub.
On site, and it's on site.
B.A.
How can the heel heal off on the heel when the heel is healing?
And E-Ray.
No wrestling moves. Just hands. Just hands.
Powered by the Embrace the Turn Up Network. In partnership with the Inaudible Ruckus Podcast.
Welcome to the madness here.
I set free. I freed them from the cave.
I am nobody. I gave them a family. I made them beautiful. I am all of them. I am reckoning.
I reckon, you reckon, they reckon, I don't know. We reckon shit. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Let Me Book the Territory, the greatest professional wrestling podcast of all time. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm your boy A-Dub, the pod god, the pod tribal chief, if you will, the Dub. Yo!
Whoa.
Dub Fat 2 for this episode, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm the one that they don't call because they don't want this smoke. But I cannot do this pod alone. I got some fellas with me. Introducing first, Chinstrap Jones, the richest man in all of podcasting. I'm talking the bad guy's bad guy. Your OG calls him OG. Of course, I'm talking about Mr. B.A.D.B.I.C. B.A., what up, Dub?
Dub, what's going on, my brother? Feels good to be back. It's B.A.D.B.I.C., a.k.a. Black IRS, a.k.a. the beef of the East. B.A. Bigelow in the building. Back at it.
That's right. You weren't with us last week. I
was not.
You was taking time off like Shinsuke Nakamura.
I was like Shinsuke, making more money but doing less work, like they said.
You was out there just surfing. I get it. I feel it, man.
A lot of strategy.
Yeah.
Right.
Surf the web and like yell at people on the internet. I feel it.
Exactly.
Full old man energy.
It's the way to be.
Ladies and gentlemen, E-Ray's not with us just yet. He might make it in for the picks. He might not. He's out gallivanting in these streets. We don't know, but that's cool because we got our wise man. Solo ain't got his. We got our wise man. The wise man, Sean, the Graps extraordinaire, the man with the best beard in podcasting. Sean, what's up, my guy?
Oh, what is going on? Due to technicalities, it's Friday. And it is flex fucking caliber to bring y'all some of the grappiest of graps that went on this weekend. You know, that's really what I'm here for, the AEW chief expert. So, thank you for having me.
Man, appreciate you. 2 weeks in a row, baby. 2 weeks in a row.
This is fucking streak. I love it.
Yeah, we didn't do any Forbidden Door picks because we didn't know half of the card.
That's
but
fine.
we gonna talk about it.
I was about to say,
We're gonna talk about
that would
it.
have added another 30 minutes on y'all's show last week.
Oh, it would
14 matches. Yeah, that's.
I would have had questions about who is Hechihiro and why is MJF wrestling him. That being said, that was a phenomenal match.
Exactly.
Let's get into that card. I do kind of want to start there. Wise man, as you know, we don't keep up on the week-to-week product. How did that match come about? I was very interested to know. Was it just something that was announced just to get MJF the rust off, or did they build to it at all? Because Hechihiro, however the fuck you say it, he is a CMLL guy, which they don't pop up too often.
Yeah. It wasn't really built that much. With a lot of these matches on the card didn't have too much depth to them as far as building. It was more of exhibition. They sprinkled here and there people showing up a couple,
a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. A couple dynamites beforehand to, do some exhibition matches, build it up. Some of the matches are like that. Not all of them are. This is just to get the rust off of MJF, basically.
Great match to get the rust off. Put him in there like a real technical master. Because I'm watching that match, I'm like, yo, what the fuck is this guy doing? Like, what are these holds? What's going on here? Mm-hmm. And then Excalibur was talking way too fast for me to catch up with it, and like that match really stuck out to me. It's a great way to open the card and for MJF to get that rust off.
Perfect.
BA, let me go to you. What was your next favorite match of the card? We're not outside of the two main events.
All right, I'd have to say, as I look back, I would have to say, if I remember, if this was not a fever dream that I'm thinking about, there was a John, that's what I'm saying, it could have been John Moxley's match. Then he wrestled and lose the IWGP title, I believe. I was shocked to see that.
Moxley,
he let an Asian go over.
Man.
I was shocked.
That you can't be shocked. That's Tetsuya Naito. I mean, that's who
is he Asian?
Enlightened me, because I saw him and I was just like, oh, it's just another Asian. Yes, to your point, Dub. Yes,
so he's Asian.
John
Moxley
shocked
that John Moxley let him go over.
Didn't destroy another Asian man in a wrestling ring.
Hey, don't get me wrong.
Like, does.
We've been watching AEW long enough to know how good Naito is. Naito's a bad motherfucker. But it feels like John Moxley's been in there with a lot of bad motherfuckers from the country of Japan, and he's put them all down.
I forget who he wrestled at the last pay-per-view, but I thought he should have lost that match if he won that one. He was wrestling with one arm, basically.
Oh, shit, yeah. Yeah, I mean, this one, I don't know how much, probably not a lot you've seen of Naito. This was one of his weaker performances, in my opinion. But it was also just to drop the belt back, put it in New Japan again. It was time to get it off of an AEW guy.
Get it out of AEW.
John Moxley finally going on that vacation?
No, Mox ain't never going on vacation. Kidding me?
Yeah,
Mox doesn't too much bleeding to do, Dub.
Not vacation.
The Asian men to not
see
put
my
over
family.
Too much blood.
What? Gotta
too
get
much bleeding to do.
Well, he's not on Dynamite this week, so he might be taking some time off. But then he'll be back next week, right? Mm-hmm. I feel like John Moxley is like Brett Favre. You know how Brett Favre retired, and then 3 weeks later, after spending time with his family, he's like, I fucking hate you guys. I gotta go play football again. I feel like that's how Moxley is. He loves Renee to death. He loves his kid, but he spends time with him. He's like, fuck. There's not enough violence going on.
I need to bleed again.
I gotta get the fuck out of here. He's just so used to chaos and violence that, like, we always joke that Rey Mysterio will never know peace. I don't think John Moxley wants to know peace.
There you go. That's the key word, wants to. He doesn't want it.
I can't.
Nope. That's great.
Yeah, so, I do agree. That wasn't like one of Naito's best matches, but it was just time just to get that belt back on him so he can hop back on the plane. Because apparently New Japan is on the upswing.
Yeah.
I think where else I want to go on this card.
There's a couple high points. Not all of the matches need to be discussed.
What about the $1 billion princess Mercedes Moné match? What do you think about that? I would love to hear your opinion on that, wise man.
That was an amazing wrestling match, and more on Stephanie Vaquero. How do you say her? I don't know how you say her last. Vaquero. Okay. Vaquer. So Stephanie Vaquer.
Yeah.
It
Put
was
some more Cardi B on it.
Exactly. Nah, I'm good. I'm good. It was more towards her. That I've never really seen her wrestle, but she popped up with 3 belts. And if anybody in wrestling, if you got multiple belts, you at least got something on you. Right. But she had the look in multiple ways that we won't get into. She had the in-ring ability. And I mean, they made each other look great in the wrestling ring. So it wasn't one of my favorite matches, but it definitely wasn't a shit match by any means.
She's still not hitting that finisher right.
Yeah, it's clunky looking still.
I don't like it. The Monet Maker, I can deal without that. That's a pretty...
I like it when it's done
right. It
right.
Look believable.
Yeah, but how many times is it done right versus executed? Like, you
right.
don't see it
I agree.
Yeah.
Now,
that's
is
the
that
problem.
The fault to her, or is that her opponents, you think?
Definitely.
The first time I saw it get fucked up, it was on her opponent. Every time since then, I think it's been mixture of both.
A mix? Yeah, probably a mix of both. The only time I've seen her hit that move properly is in like a training video. That's it. That's it.
Yeah. I mean, she might want to find something. I don't know why she abandoned the bank statement. Maybe it's because everybody in AEW does crossfaces, but I don't know. I will say one of my issues with this pay-per-view is that I feel like all the title matches were pretty predictable. The moment they put Jack Perry in that ladder match, I knew he was winning.
Yeah, I can't
especially with the
that.
entrance. Oh yeah,
and then you look at the cast of characters and also involved in the match too.
Yeah, and then
the only other person that I wanted, my choice, who I wanted to win was Takeshi. That's the only other viable option you had to put that belt on.
I agree with that.
Yeah. Other than that, you had the Logan Paul lookalike El Phantasmo, Leo Rush, Mark Briscoe, Dante Martin.
Those dudes are there to just strictly hurt themselves or hurt others.
They even played a kayfabe Dante Martin injury, which was like, why would you do that? You know, this dude snapped his whole shit off the bone, last time. You can't fucking do that to the crowd. That's messed up.
Do that to him? How do you think he felt? Having to relive an injury that he didn't really get injured.
Well, he wasn't on TV this week. I'm not sure how much of reliving it was and just happening again.
And then Mark Briscoe decided to do the exact same thing that put Edge on the shelf and jumped directly onto a table feet first and missed. So I guess everybody's doing their best Macho Man impression.
Bad.
He missed really bad.
So bad. It was like, yo.
I think it was on purpose how bad
you're fighting for a title and you did the exact move which had the previous champion have to forfeit said title. Why would you do that? That's idiotic, but whatever.
That's like when I used to watch Chris Benoit throw people in cripplers or cross faces in ladder matches and stuff like that. Like, why are you constantly throwing people in cross faces when the goal is to climb the ladder and win the title that way?
Hey, Chris, if you pull their arm out their socket, they still got another one to climb up a ladder. This isn't accomplishing your goal at all. I just want to remind you of that.
Ridiculous.
As someone who's put many of their cousins and little sister in a crippler crossface, it just hurts your shoulder. Right. Your face is uncomfortable, but it just hurts your shoulder.
Yep.
Just for the record. Anybody out there who's trying this shit at home, which they shouldn't be, just so you know. But yeah, but towards the end of that match, you were like, oh, well, if I didn't know Jack Perry was already running this, he's the only one that hasn't tried to jump off some shit yet and hurt himself. So he's going to be the only one that's able to climb the ladder at the end.
Yep.
Between that, when you look at the Mercedes and Stephanie match, you're like, well, Stephanie's a CML wrestler with a New Japan belt. Yeah, Mercedes is taking that. Yeah.
Didn't she have that like a few months ago or something? Like that exact belt?
That was the title she had before she got hurt.
That's what I thought. That's the one her and Willow were going over in Japan. So yeah, right. I mean, I'm kind of not a transitional champion, but the belt was coming back home for a little bit, most definitely.
Yeah.
And now she's 2 belts Mercedes.
That works for her, brother.
For that.
That works for her, brother. Creative control. She got the Kevin Nash contract.
Most lucrative contract in wrestling history, she said. I would love to hear the details on that.
I would love to see that. I would love to see that.
I would love to hear the details.
I would pay some money to see that contract. That's that's some shit.
Well, let's do some digging here. We know Becky's getting 5. That's what she was getting before. And Sasha signed that.
Did she resign?
Not yet. She's taking some time off to be a mother.
Good for her.
So we knew Becky was getting 5. So, and we know at the end of this year, Roman's going to be at 15 a year. So somewhere between 5 and 15.
Did they say she's the highest paid wrestler or female wrestler?
They said female. Wrestler.
No, she said highest paid female wrestler ever. Are you thinking 8?
Well, you got to think. The number just came out. Tony Khan's paying $101 million for talent right now.
Oh my God, for that roster?
For that roster, he's paying $101 million. So you got to think. Who are the top guys? Okada's getting money. Ospreay's getting money. Mercedes is getting money.
Isn't Okada getting like 13?
Okada's getting above 10. I don't know if he's Roman Reigns money.
I think Okada's getting like 13 because I think WWE was going to offer him like 7 or 8. And Tony was like, yeah, 13 right now. And Trips was like, you know what? You got it. You got it.
You got it.
You got it. I'm at a publicly traded company now. You got it, buddy. I can't.
That's
so
crazy,
it's got to be. She's at least getting 7 to 10 easily. Got to. If you're giving her creative control, I don't know, man.
Creative control is
women's
crazy.
Women's title is going to be around her waist eventually. When? Don't know, but it'll go there.
It's when they can make it make sense, or when she can make it make sense in her storyline that she's gonna create. That's just crazy.
As soon as they can make it make sense for Toni Storm to drop this belt, because so far
She should no reason to lose that belt right now.
I see no reason for Toni Storm to drop this belt for anybody currently signed to that roster.
There's one person she should drop it to.
Who?
Mariah. That story is there at some point.
At some point, Mariah needs more development. At some point. Yeah, not right now. Nowhere soon.
And they just put a belt on Jack Perry. I don't want to hear it.
But that's the AEW women's title, though.
I don't want to hear it. They put a belt on Jack Perry. I don't want to hear it.
Okay, but
they had to put a title on him. I can't defend it either.
Did they?
He's in the elite. What do you mean?
Exactly.
Yes.
That's
the
why
perfect
I said
setup.
that. He joined. He officially sold his soul, essentially.
Fuck it.
Yeah,
Put Mariah in the elite to put that title on her. Fuck it. I mean,
she's elite, but she's not in the elite. So I mean, you can belt her up eventually. Whenever there's like emotional turmoil between her and Toni Storm and shit like that, then you drop it. I don't see her dropping that belt this year at all.
I think she was dropping it to Mina.
Women's wrestler.
But if she did, I wouldn't be mad because having more Mina on my TV, all for it.
Interesting wrestling style.
It's Stardom. Have you ever cracked open an episode of Stardom?
Not a full episode. Maybe I cracked open a can a little bit, enough to taste
it. Gave it a whiff or something like that. Yeah,
never drank a full can of Stardom.
It's an acquired taste. It's a very acquired taste.
It's like how people crap on sparkling water drinks and stuff like that.
Bubblies,
they'd be like, it's not for me. I drink normal water, not that shit.
I get mine from
I'd be like, why
brother?
is it just hating? But yeah, I get it. I understand. That's why, because I was just like, why is she screaming so much? But whatever.
That's what they do.
Now I feel that. Honorable mentions, I guess, because I don't think we want to go through, 20 minutes of AEW. Zack Sabre Jr. and Orange Cassidy had
fun match.
Yeah,
I swear that match happened before. This is the problem with AEW pay-per-views being on Sunday nights and going so late.
Fever dreams.
And it's even worse when I'm trying to watch an AEW pay-per-view hungover on my couch, because that's what a single man does. They get drunk on Saturday nights and they just watch wrestling hungover. I'm like, man, this match happened before. But yes, it was
it does feel like match. It did.
It does. It does.
Like, it feels like it happened at Forbidden Door 2 years ago when Orange Cassidy had their international slave trade belt or something. Whatever the fuck they're calling that belt.
Yeah.
Orange Cassidy wasn't beating Zack Sabre Jr. a year or two ago. No way. Nah, Zack Sabre Jr. was getting put up against Bryan Danielson and some of the best in New Japan.
maybe that's what you're confusing with.
Maybe it was
Bryan
Maybe
Danielson.
it was Bryan. Couple of white guys
that can really wrestle.
That can very much wrestle, technical as fuck. So, that's probably what you were thinking about. But this was a fun match. I think Zack Sabre Jr. went over Pockets, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
So go back and watch it. Samoa Joe, Hook, and Shibata versus the Learning Tree and his branches, I guess.
His branches.
That was a pretty whatever match.
Yeah.
We already talked about Tetsuya Naito. Let's see. I think that's pretty much it.
World title.
Oh, hold on. Honorable mention: the Elite and Okada versus whatchamacallit, Tanahashi and the Acclaimed. That was a decent match. I kind of liked it. But world title.
I just don't like the young.
I wasn't watching yet at that point. I think on purpose, because I knew it was a Young Bucks match. So I was taking my time to get to the studio.
You've seen them all.
Pretty much. Not in a rush.
But Swerve Strickland versus the Bruv. I need y'all's opinions first, since I already know what I think about this match, but I
yeah.
love hearing outside opinions of Will Ospreay matches. So
I haven't seen the whole match. I've just seen a couple of sequences. I gotta say, from what I saw, I liked, and at some point I'm gonna get to this match. Swerve is just so smooth in the ring, and Will Ospreay calls himself the Billy Goat for a fucking reason. It is apparent. Again, I really wish he would have just took trips off her and just took the NXT run. It would have been so much fun watching him beat up all these kids and then go to the main roster.
It's been too much fun. Too good to be true.
That's
they can't have everything.
That's a 99 overall created character wreaking havoc in a video game. That's not even funny. Like, no.
And how could he lose to anybody on that roster?
He would.
You think Trick Williams beating Will Ospreay?
Like I said, he would.
I would be pissed if I saw that.
Oscar had like a 2-year undefeated streak on NXT.
That's what I'm saying.
Why not have Will Ospreay do the exact same thing?
He's gonna hit one Tiger Driver and they're stabbing him in the parking lot. They're not having. They're gonna see the Stormbreaker and be like, "Oh, you see this white boy? Nah."
Yeah, you're right. Will Ospreay might not be built for that NXT parking lot. You gotta be built different for that.
They're gonna take him out. With the quickness. Absolutely not.
You hit the Tiger Driver on the Dawn? We gotta get him. We gotta get
the fishes.
Luca, toss him in the trunk. We gotta go.
Put him in the lake.
But no, I was a fan of this match. Glad. I mean, I thought, again, my issue with it, and all the title matches, obvious. We know Ospreay's getting that belt at All In. That being said, I kind of wanted this match to end in a non-finish.
I was shocked that they just kind of, I'm not.
Because if you end it in a non-finish, then you have a story going forward of Ospreay being like, you didn't really beat me.
But it's not necessary though. I feel like, because you got to keep, like, I'm sure that was an idea.
Because now when Ospreay wins it, then you got to run it back again. And you run into the
Swerve look strong.
You run into the story of, all right, well, back and forth. And then once Ospreay beats him again, then you knock Swerve all the way back down the card.
That doesn't really happen in AEW. That's a WWE formula that you're really used to. Yeah, that's a sports entertainment formula.
I'm sorry, this is more here.
This is more of the exhibition in AEW. If you lose, back of the line, buddy. Next guy.
I'm over here trying to tell stories and shit.
Yeah, I mean, it's not happening. They're gonna tell stories when the guy comes back from the back of the line.
Right, in like 5 months.
Yeah, no, and even if you think about it, I think this ending in a no contest would have made Swerve look weak. Because can you name somebody that he's defended it against that was impressive up to this point?
Can't name anybody.
He needed this win. To solidify his title run.
This was his win. He absolutely needed. If he would have lost or took a no contest to Will Ospreay, they would have been like, "Oh yeah, Ospreay is definitely better, and he's going to get this belt." And
but we all know Ospreay's going to get the belt.
Yes, but he would have looked weak if he would have took.
Because the only people let's be real here. I'm gonna say this. This may be a little controversial for some of our listeners here. But the only people that really care about Swerve's run is the niggas. Let's be real. As far as when
not
you look at
all the niggas care either.
And that is true.
Because of things Swerve is said and done.
To that point, they gotta give Swerve something to be memorable in this title run. A win over Will Ospreay is something that you can kind of remember back. Like, oh, you remember when Swerve beat him at Forbidden Door? Or that's because everybody's gonna say the wise man's point. Who did he beat during that title run? They just look at it as, oh, he was just holding it for when MJF got back, basically. So that's what I think that this victory will help get away from, is that take that can come a year or two from now when people talk about this title run.
Weak ass title run. You can't say you had a weak run if you beat Will Ospreay.
Exactly.
Sorry.
Exactly.
You can if it was Ospreay's idea, which just came out in the news. Another issue I have with this company, everything leaks out. Everything.
I don't feel like that really affects it. I mean, somebody's got to decide who's winning the title. So what if it was a wrestler's decision versus a guy who's never hit a wrestling ring's decision?
or an agent. It's all the
exactly.
same.
I would rather take the outcome of my match come from another wrestler than some fucking millionaire who's never taken a suplex or finished a 5-minute match in his
I'm
life.
saying like this outcome would have been better had that never come out. My point is they got to plug the leaks in this company.
That ain't happening. Sorry.
Again, I still think a better thing would have been.
Might own a share of AEW. It's not possible to keep that out of that locker room.
I would believe it if the books came out for AEW and Dave Meltzer or the Wrestling Observer was on those books. I would completely believe it.
Right.
Completely believe it. But I think that's kind of it for the Forbidden Door card. At least what we want to talk about. I'm just saying. Hey, unless you want to talk about the pre-show.
You don't want to talk about?
Come on. What was that?
The Lucha Bros and Mystico put on a banger of a match. If y'all didn't see it, I'm just saying.
It was a really good match. It
was a really good fucking match.
But wait. Everybody was telling me that Bryan Danielson versus Shingo Takagi was gonna shut down the internet.
It was that was a great match.
It was a really good match.
But that was a really good match, but nobody knows who Shingo Takagi is. And nobody watched the Dynamite up until the Forbidden Door to where they saw the build to it.
It didn't shut down the internet?
For the people who actually liked AEW, it shut down their portion of the internet.
Did it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they were talking about it up until another match happened.
Did they crash any servers?
Oh, God. No. Internally, maybe. Or, maybe hopes and dreams, but... that was a banger of a match, and Takagi is an asshole of a heel. If y'all probably didn't watch the Dynamite leading up to it, he absolutely beat the shit out of Wheeler Yuta, and it was hilarious.
Oh, Bryan Danielson talked about it in the promo leading up to it.
Yeah, I mean, he demolished Wheeler Yuta.
Why did he beat on Wheeler Yuta so much?
It's easy.
It's Wheeler Yuta.
I hate to say it.
It's easy pickings, bro.
Out of the whole like BCC.
He's the young boy.
I mean, who are you gonna go fuck with? The white dude who's been putting down Asians for the last year?
If you're Shingo Takagi, you probably should have some pride, brother.
Cesaro
stand up for your people and your promotion.
I'm not even calling Claudio a weak link, but he's the next one up after Wheeler Yuta. That's saying a lot about that crew of dudes. So
yeah,
I don't know. Wheeler Yuta's like by default getting his ass whooped in most fights.
So, all right, guys, I got a question before we get off of Forbidden Door. On a scale of 1 to Chris Brown before the Grammys, how pissed off will E-Ray be if Jay White beats Bryan Danielson in the Owen Hart Cup final?
I don't think he'll give a shit.
Because he won't watch it.
Yeah.
He won't watch it.
He won't even know what happened.
Exactly.
Unless we talk about it or it happens before we record. So
even if he scrolls across it on social media, when he sees the words Jay White, he's just going to keep going. He's not even going to stop to read the post. So I don't even think he's going to know what happens.
Well, if that happens, which I don't believe it will, I believe it's Owen Hart Cup is Bryan Danielson's to win, so he can finally go challenge for a title and lose.
Stop. Bryan Danielson doesn't win prestigious stuff like that in AEW.
He
puts people over, brother.
Well, my point is, if Jay White wins, beating Bryan Danielson, we have to talk about it on the pod. We have to make E-Ray give Jay White his flowers. Guns
he still
up.
won't. He won't, but it'll be fun. It'll be good content.
It'll pop me, and that's all I really do.
It'll pop me. I'll play the guns up theme and everything. Fucking order a Bullet Club shirt and the whole shebang, bro. I'll do it. Order a card blade.
Send E-Ray a Bang Bang Gang shirt. And a Juice Robinson cutout.
And a Rock Hard shirt. That'll be a care package for her.
That'd be wild.
Oh shit.
Send him a Jay White cameo. I need to do that now.
Jay White even popular enough to be doing cameos.
He's popular enough to where he'll probably have a really affordable cameo.
Fair enough. Probably like a hot 20.
Oh, wow, god damn, that's lowballing. All right.
That's like NIL kids. Shout out to Dub. So yeah.
Man. Shout out to all my clients, man.
Oh man.
From one forbidden door to what's going to be forbidden by the real tribal chief when he comes back. And that was how Solo, the MFT, the Infamous, and the new enforcer put down their old wise man of Paul Heyman. At this acknowledgement ceremony, Friday night on SmackDown, Solo called each one of them motherfuckers forward and just said, acknowledge me. And they did it. And I was like, oh, this is pretty interesting. So at one point last year, he was holding that leg and looking at it like, yeah, you saw the envy and the ambition in his eyes, and now he put it on. Well, not excuse me, he didn't put it on. He wanted Paul to put it on him, and Paul, who in dedication to his character did not sleep the night before, so that he didn't just look disheveled, he was disheveled. Said, Solo, I love you, and I acknowledge that you are not my tribal chief. Threw down that microphone, and he knew what was about to happen next.
Get that ass whooped.
They whooped his ass as if he was an actual threat. And I was like, this is kind of uncomfortable.
That was one of the worst manager beatdowns I've seen in quite some time.
Yeah.
It's like Attitude Era.
Yeah, when I saw, I was like, oh, y'all putting like, Paul Heyman through a table? No.
Like when they used to beat up on Paul Bearer, rest in peace, no pun intended. It's like when they used to beat up on Paul Bearer. That's what it reminded me of.
I can see that.
Yeah, I mean, I would say Paul Bearer never got this bad, but they killed that man like four times.
Got thrown in a concrete mixer, or concrete tank. Concrete poured it on him, man. I've never seen a death like that happen on screen.
Got cemented.
Outside of Vince McMahon blowing up in the car. That's yeah. I don't know how
Trump called it the next day to see if it was okay. That's still one of the funniest things ever to me. I'm sorry. All right.
So good.
So they put Paul Heyman down. So it's looking like Paul Heyman is on vacation until the tribal chief comes back. Where do we go from here, guys? When is Roman coming back to deal with this out of control weekend cosplayer? I need to know. Wise man. Money in the Bank?
I gotta say
Saturday?
a little before SummerSlam. Not Money in the Bank. Maybe the Raw after Money in the Bank.
SmackDown.
Or SmackDown after Money in the Bank. But
it could be Raw. Technically speaking, Roman Reigns has not been drafted. Y'all remember that, right?
You're right.
He can appear anywhere at any time.
That is true. But I mean, the Bloodline doesn't operate on Raw that much.
Well, New Bloodline City don't come on Raw. They just stay on SmackDown.
Yeah,
they don't roam like the old school Bloodline.
Blue Brand Express.
Jay is on Raw.
Yeah.
Roman could make an appearance and appeal to his cousin. Like, yo,
I mean, we
gotta go put your brother in the Tongans down.
I think Jimmy comes back before that happens, though. We need Jimmy in the scene before Roman hits the scene.
Really? I feel like Jimmy's the second to last piece of the puzzle.
Really? And
I think
Roman's
Roman
not the final piece.
I think Roman comes back at Money in the Bank.
I think we want him to come back at Money in the Bank.
I think we want him to.
I think after Cody beats Solo. Oh, excuse me, no, they got that triple threat. No, I mean that 6-man tag. After that 6-man tag, I think the Bloodline, like, they still got the numbers on those guys. They do the beatdown. I think Roman comes back then. That's what I want to happen. And then we start the slow build to Roman Solo at SummerSlam. And
that would be crazy. I don't see that, man. I wish.
Y'all, okay, so we have to understand right now, there's no slow build. It's right now at this point.
It's hands.
We got 4 weeks to go until SummerSlam. Right now, we have 4 weeks to go.
Right.
Money in the Bank is Sunday. By the time the next the Monday and Friday hit, you got 3 weeks to build your matches for SummerSlam. Ain't no slow build. This shit needs to happen now or
Okay,
never.
I shouldn't call it a slow build because once you put Paul Heyman through a table, it's obvious it's smoke. Roman comes. I feel like Roman has to come back either Saturday or next Friday, and it has to be completely obvious. Honestly, no, not completely obvious. He has to confront Solo and really get in his face, and then Solo has to put down Roman, along with the rest of that bloodline, and then you build to that match. And then, if Rock isn't having a match at SummerSlam with Cody, Rock has to help Solo at SummerSlam.
If the Rock shows up, man,
I don't think
I don't see it either.
I don't think Rocky is gonna throw himself into a build for 3 weeks and to try to sell something.
And didn't he just get hurt on a movie set?
I have no clue about that one.
I believe he got hurt. Like
Dwayne Johnson got hurt. The Rock is fine.
Oh yeah, Dwayne Johnson. Very good point. 2 different people.
Yeah,
Wiseman made that apparently clear to me last year. That Dwayne Johnson and The Rock are completely different people.
They're completely different people. I'm not going to do that right now.
I have 500 text messages explaining why The Rock and Dwayne Johnson are different people, and they were all sent between the hours of 11 p.m. and 3 a.m.
I was teaming up with the wise man on that. We was like Roman in the final boss that night because I was teed up too.
Woke up next morning to see my phone was on fire legitimately. Like, why am I getting an overheating thing? I've been asleep for 9 hours. What's going on? Oh, these niggas kept arguing.
Final boss.
God,
the final boss.
Final boss.
No, so the reason I think it has to happen soon, and especially you don't have too much of a build, I expect Sammy to drop that belt to Braun Breaker, and he get interjected.
Oh, you saw Monday Night Raw too. Okay.
Yeah. I fully expect Braun Breaker to absolutely drop this nigga off the face of the planet at Money in the Bank, and Sammy get interjected into this storyline at some point. Hopefully before SummerSlam, but he might take a few weeks off, let SummerSlam hit, come back. I don't know. Maybe at SummerSlam he makes his return to, be Sammy Uso again. Did you see
that spear he took on Monday Night Raw? He's gonna take 3 of those on Saturday from Braun Breaker. He's taking some time off. Not by choice, but
yeah, he was gonna get ricocheted. I understand. Trust me, I fully understand. He's gonna get some time off. He's gonna get speared into oblivion. Braun Breaker's gonna be the Intercontinental Champion. Sammy's gonna get interjected into this story at some point. When? I don't know, but I know I want it to happen.
Probably around Bash at Berlin in September.
Think so?
I got a question for both of y'all while we on this topic. What if none of this happens? What if we don't get anybody back? Roman still, everybody's cheering we want Roman still by SummerSlam. No Dwayne appearance.
So then what? We get a Solo versus Cody match at SummerSlam?
Yeah.
BA, how much are those tickets? Are you okay with that?
No, I'm not. That's what I'm saying. But that's what I feel in my heart because I don't want to even set myself up for the failure that's gonna feel like because to your point, wise man, SummerSlam is a month from now in my backyard, and the fact that there's been no announcement of a card for real. I know they got a pub Money in the Bank, which is just now. That card just got put together like last week for real. It makes me very nervous that they treating this like an afterthought because they don't have a big stars there. And I don't see Roman coming back yet, man.
Well, all right, so that's not fair fully, BA. There's at least 3 matches we know of that are gonna happen.
Well, 2 of them was the King of the Ring.
Damn near 4
title shots.
Let's be real. We know we getting the King and the Queen of the Ring matches.
Yes.
We know Logan's dropping that belt to either LA Knight or Carmelo Hayes.
Yes.
And Punk versus Drew is most likely going to happen at SummerSlam.
They talking about Punk hurt again. Something like he ain't all the way right yet. I can't put money on that because that's why they wrote him off of TV like that. So I don't know. I can't put my weight in a lot right now until I see it. I gotta see it, Dub. I gotta see it.
I'm halfway with BA and I'm halfway with Dub because right now, like you said, the next Friday and Monday hit, you got 3 weeks. I don't think anything, unless they're hitting both shows a week to build these stories, you got 3 hours 3 times to build your matches for SummerSlam on Raw. You got 2 hours 3 different weeks to build your matches for SmackDown.
So you got
I don't think
5
that's-
hours a week. You got 15 hours of television to build to what's a 5-match card?
I would expect SummerSlam to at least be 6,
Okay.
maybe 7.
Yeah, it's the
7 match. You got
WrestleMania
15
of the
hours of
summer.
TV to build a 7-match card. 2 of the matches are already pretty much set in stone. 3 damn near already set in stone. So you got 4 matches to come up with.
I see what you're saying.
You got a main event. What main event seems big enough right now to justify what the fuck we spent on those tickets?
Yeah, I think that's my fear right there.
Cody
Wise
Randy?
Man.
No, that would piss me off more than Cody Solo.
I'm
That's
sorry.
the thing.
I think that's what we're going to get.
No, if anything, we
That's
get
such a
Cody Solo.
whatever
If
main
Roman
event.
doesn't touch down with next week, if he doesn't touch down, we're getting Cody Solo.
Ugh.
Hands
Good,
down.
man.
We're getting Cody and Solo.
Can we just
Especially
book
on
it the way I
whatever.
booked it last week? Can I just have Cody Rock at SummerSlam?
I wish, Dub. Shit, I would go crazy if The Rock comes out at Cleveland Brown Stadium.
This is what I'm saying.
I will
You
go
have-
crazy.
next week, on Monday really, you can say Money in the Bank as well. Sunday, Monday, and Friday is going to tell you what we're going to get for SummerSlam. Hands down. If Roman doesn't come back, end of Money in the Bank, or on Friday, you're getting Cody and Solo.
Trips, you have
Sorry.
my application. You have 5 copies of it. My number
All
hasn't changed.
updated over the last 10 years.
My number has not changed since I
Trips
was
is like-
15 years old.
Trips is
Call
like it's
me.
not even on me.
Hand me the
It's
pen.
on Roman.
I promise you. Hand me the pen and hand me half of the card. I promise you, we'll be printing money. Promise you.
I'm just saying, man.
If we
I'm
could
just
have all
saying.
those things, I'm here for it, man. I would absolutely be here for it.
I'm with BA halfway. Like I said, it's not happening. Unfortunately, it's fever dream booking.
So you guys really think we're getting Cody Solo?
Depending on next week, yes.
From what I've been given so far, that's all I'm led to believe, Doug.
I said this a couple weeks ago. It's looking like Cody and Solo, and you
And
were
then
like,
I
"Oh
was-
no, Rock's coming back." I'm like, I don't know, bro. I don't know. We got no sign of Jimmy. Sammy still has this belt. Jay is still fucking rocking Monday nights with being, possibly about to win Money in the Bank as well. We have to think about that because if we got this whole bloodline situation,
They setting that up for Jay to win that fucking.
that's what I'm
briefcase,
saying. So
which
we're
we'll
talking
talk
about this whole
later.
bloodline situation. If they're doing that, then that means what? Jay's not winning Money in the Bank?
I think the Bloodline's going to cost him the Money in the Bank.
Okay, well then that would be a direct insertion and a waste of the Money in the Bank, in my opinion. But
No, like cost him winning the briefcase.
match.
Not
During the
cost him the match.
cash-in.
I don't think he's going to win that match. I think
Who you got?
they're advertising it too much.
Oh, we'll get there. We'll get there.
there. Never
yeah,
mind, we'll get
I think
there.
they're advertising it too much. Like it's too obvious at this point.
Like I yeah.
But that
they
being
already
said, like-
putting the yeet on the briefcase and stuff and advertisements. I was
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, this.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, there's no way he's winning it now. Not a chance. I would bet money that Drew's going to win before Jay at this point.
it seems weak, but whatever.
That's a
All
weak
right.
one too. But yeah, we'll
Yeah.
talk.
Again,
Um,
but let me ask
what
you guys
else
about
happened
something
on
else that's going on SmackDown. How are you guys feeling about the Nia Jax Tiffany Stratton pairing so far? Tiffany just like, hey, you want to be my heavy? And Nia's like, yeah, why not?
It's interesting. It's very interesting. I'm not mad at it out the gate because Nia's gonna turn on her at some point in time when she gets whatever she wants out of this, or she sees that opportunity where this ain't working for her anymore, brother. So I'm not mad at it. It's just weird to see them two together on screen like that. Nia doing somebody else's dirty work.
Wise
see
man.
that.
Is Nia doing this because she believes Tiffany will be easier to beat than Bayley if Tiffany cashes in the Money in the Bank?
So what I was thinking is either that to where she can basically say, okay, I can take out Tiffany if she wins. It might be that as well, but I also think this is a way to do however they're going to do it. I'm not quite sure yet, but use Nia Jax to turn Tiffany Stratton babyface once she gets this briefcase or once she wins the title or somewhere in between there.
It's a good call.
I think that's a way to turn her babyface. That way, once that title match comes up, You got a strong baby face with, you know, I don't know who she's going to go after. I don't know if Bayley's going to drop that title to anybody soon. But, hey, it is what it is. That's what I'm thinking. Nia Jax is away.
Tiffany Stratton. That's interesting.
That's what I think is happening. That Nia would be the perfect way to get her over because Nia is a heel no matter what. Nia can do anything, and she's going to be a great fucking heel.
That's
so turn on
don't
Tiffany
get me
Stratton.
wrong. Me and Ludwig Kaiser love Tiffany Stratton equally.
Oh, I'm with y'all. Absolutely, I'm with y'all.
Equally.
Y'all funny.
BA as
Very
well.
much. Very much. Absolutely.
Not my favorite cup of milk, but we'll talk about it.
I'll take a gallon.
Take it to the head. Yeah. A lot of Chris Brown references on this pod. What's wrong with me?
That's like the third one. Yeah.
It's wild.
And they said I couldn't do it. One for Dub. But like where I was going there, I think Tiffany wins that Money in the Bank with the help of Nia, and I think she catches in on Bayley that night. And I do think Nia turns on her. I just don't know if Tiffany can get over as a babyface. I think that might be the challenge. Again, why has been me, you, and Ludwig love her. Me, you, and Ludwig love her.
We haven't seen an opportunity though. They gotta try it once.
You might be right.
Because she can still keep her bitchy attitude, but turn it more into a babyface bitch versus the heels. That can work. You don't have to be some happy-go-lucky Willow Nightingale white meat babyface for a woman. It can still work with how she is, just kind of aim it towards a different direction and be a little more friendly with it, passive-aggressive maybe. I don't know, how you want to do it. It can work. It can definitely work.
They've damn sure tried to get Charlotte Flair to be a babyface many a times, and that never works.
It never works. She seems like a condescending bitch most of the time, honestly.
So
she's a Flair.
Exactly. That's just her. So it's it's impossible.
I'm sorry.
I don't know why they try to do that. Ugh.
Right.
It's nasty. It's like
to that point of trying
babyface.
Exactly. So that's why they got to see what this looks like, and if there's any better chance of Tiffany Stratton getting over as a babyface is with Nia Jax trying to rip her head off.
That's fair.
Comes with the territory. But
That's
anything else worth noteworthy go down on SmackDown?
On SmackDown,
I remember.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Really? Yeah, but I mean, we got so much to talk about on Raw, and we got some things to do.
I'm here for the
Raw's
Wyatts.
been loaded. Yeah,
I'm here for this Wyatt 6.
Raw has been like my favorite thing to watch. Like, I'm so entertained by Monday Night Raw right now. Like, they're really stamping that A-show thing back on Monday Night Raw. Don't get me wrong, there's things I like on SmackDown every week, but part of it is it comes on Fridays, and my mind is like in the streets mostly because I have issues. But again, Raw is just so good right now because the camera work they did with Jey Uso walking through the arena and just like coming down there and like, yo, hit my music and yeet. I was like, man, he really is really relishing his role. And he cuts his promo. Jay's still not the greatest talker in the world, but the crowd helps him a lot. And then Gable comes down there like, hey, I'm about to be master in the bank. And Jay's like, hey, aren't you worried about the Wyatts? He's like, no, but you should be. You stole the Fireflies. Jay's like, man, they can have them shits back. I'm cool.
Mosquitoes, what do you say?
He said, I'll take the mosquitoes, the cockroaches. Nah, they can have the Fireflies. I was like, this is quite funny. I'm a fan of this.
I liked it. And
then it breaks down, and then those lights go down, and you're like, oh, it's 8:05, and we already getting the Wyatt 6? Cool. Feel bad for you, Gable. And he runs around the entire arena, and apparently they're just standing all around. They got him surrounded like the Foot Clan did the Ninja Turtles in 1991. It was about to be tough sledding for that guy.
Yep.
But shout out to Gable. He knows that arena quite well and got up out of there. And Sister Abigail Nikki Cross handed Cole another VHS tape. And Cole just handed it to the production guy like, yo, run that to the production truck. Now we know we still got a VCR. Not a question anymore. And Corey's like, man, what the fuck be going on over here, man? He's like, man, I was on Fridays chilling, me, my nigga Wade. You got me over here with these monsters and shit. What the fuck is going on, Cole? Corey was freaked out. I don't blame him. That shit.
He ain't from the block.
He's not used to that.
Terrifying.
That's fuck.
Steve Harvey suit runs a tight ship on Friday nights. He don't play that Wyatt 6 shit. So I get it.
But he letting the bloodline run around, beat up 58-year-old men and shit.
True that.
That is true.
He do let they do let the bloodline real crazy on SmackDown.
And then after that fight to start off SmackDown, he kicked out the champion, but let the bloodline stay. The fuck is Steve Harvey Sue doing over there, man?
I don't know.
Why you kick out your world champion?
Gotta get.
Don't you know that causes people to go get refunds from the box office?
Like
They've only given refunds out twice in the past 30 years. It was when John Cena couldn't show up and when Cody couldn't show up a few months ago. Come on, Nick, what you doing? You fucking up the money now.
For real.
Man. Anyways, back to the Wyatt 6. This is still the best shit on television. Like
that promo was heavy.
It goes The Boys and then it goes Wyatt 6 right here. Like, damn. Just phenomenal stuff. Phenomenal. Guys, we got part 2 to the Bo Dallas sit down E60 interview with himself. Wise man, let me get your initial thoughts on this part of this interview where he kind of breaks down more of his motivations here. Are you as freaked out as I was?
I wasn't freaked out as I was enthralled. Because I'm a big horror movie buff. That was some of the most clarity they've given to the Uncle Howdy character ever since we saw Bray debuted him. Over a year and a half ago, or something like that.
Yeah.
It was creepy, especially with all the edits and the cuts and kind of understanding. Oh, this nigga's crazy. Nice. Okay. Cool. You saw a lot of that Bray come out, how Bray used to do his promos and things like that. You saw a lot of that come out here. It freaked me out for a little bit, but it also, just like I said, enthralled me and gave me a lot of the information that I've been asking, and why they're terrorizing and killing people. Or almost killing people. But favorite one so far, like you said, best shit on TV damn near.
BA, why are they killing security guards every week? I need to know.
Maybe they're not killing them. Maybe it's like some old unless they died too on the Power Rangers. When the petty the foot soldiers,
the putties died.
The putties died.
Yeah, she was making new ones every episode.
Oh, they vanished. Yeah, that's a good point.
the putties died. And when you bought the action figure of the putties, if you pressed them over their chest, their arms and legs flew off. The putties died.
That's dope. I didn't have a putty toy when I was a kid.
I had one, and if you pressed them over their chest, their arms and legs shot off.
That's great.
That
is awesome. But so I feel like they like maybe it's all that smoke that comes up. They just knocks them out. Like maybe it's like some sort of like gas or something. But that would knock everybody out. I don't know, man.
They wasn't listening to Wiz and Currency back in the day. They
guess
not real stoners.
They not how fly out here. So I get it. It's interesting why the security guards continuously, because I didn't see anybody get beat down. They just was dead on the front of the announce table.
They just flop down and die. That's
right.
It.
The lights go out. 2 niggas is dead on the table. All 4 of the other Wyatt members are in the crowd stalking Chad. So you want me to believe that Sister Abigail just murdered these niggas before handing Cole a tape?
That's what I'm saying. Like maybe she did. I don't want to call out her capabilities.
Why, Abigail?
I don't want her showing up at my door.
You wasn't there to. You was there to hand them a tape. Why those men gotta die?
Right. So
and it's always just the 2 on the sides, nobody else. Just those 2 niggas die every single time. But
exactly.
All right.
Maybe it's like they faking dead because they don't want to deal with what's about to happen. So they're like, I don't make enough money to deal with
it. They hit under a ring. They can hop the crowd barricade and run or something. I don't know.
Run out. Yeah, man. They don't got this. Like Tripp said, they only make $500 a night or something. So they can miss out on that.
All right, B. I got another question for you. Who is going to be the Wyatt 6 next victim?
Per that promo, they kind of calling their shots. because of what Bo said about people disrespecting the family and their family. That's a sin he just can't have. So we got to think about who's being disrespectful in their respective stables right now. We can look at the Judgment Day. There's a lot of weird disrespect going on in the Judgment Day right now. So you know who better be careful. Miss Watch Me better chill. For somebody watch her and then come after her. So if I was the guest, just looking at it, once they done with Chad Gable.
Let me throw my girl some bail. Is she disrespecting the family?
I think she's disrespecting the family, Dub, because of Rhea Ripley's. That's Rhea Ripley's house.
Not just be in her shoes. Imagine your girl got a hangout in her crew, and another nigga just popping up all the time, buying her food, buying her material items, helping her win championships. Calling her all these different names that I mean,
in terms of endearment. And
I don't know, bro. Stalking on social media, straddling this nigga on the ramp. I mean,
constant innuendo talk. You can't.
It couldn't be me. It couldn't be me.
Either.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Me either. Couldn't be me. So it leads me to believe that that's probably who you're gonna start seeing getting messed with next. Plus, the Judgment Day is spooky and shit anyways. It kind of goes hand in hand.
They ain't been spooky since Edge got Future endeavored.
Well, you know what I mean. They supposed to be spooky. They
They're
market
a biker
them
gang now. Stop it.
They are like a biker gang now. Damien won the title and he rocking that vest all the time now. All that denim.
Goth Sons of Anarchy. That's all they are. Facts. They're just goth Sons of Anarchy.
It's like Lost Boys meets Son of Anarchy. You're right.
Basically.
Vampire bikers.
Yeah.
That's fucking terrible.
All that damn eyeliner Damian Priest be wearing. I can't help but think vampires.
Eyeliner and chains, brother.
So here, let me ask you guys this question. As I continue to overbook the men's Money in the Bank match, does the Wyatts get involved when Gable starts to climb that ladder? Do the lights go out?
Possibly.
And does Gable just run away?
If he's a smart man, he would. I know I would.
That would be a good way. That would be a good way to do it. Or maybe that's the way he wins, and they scare his ass up the ladder, and everybody else away, and he gets the briefcase. I don't know.
He's getting ready to go up the ladder. The lights go out. Lights come back on. Gable's at the top of the ladder, and so is Uncle Howdy.
That'd be crazy.
And then the lights go out again, and then they come back on, and both of them are gone.
That's a possibility.
That'd be fucking hilarious.
I see that happening more than the Rock showing up at SummerSlam. I can tell you that.
He's still on it. I love the callback.
Cuz, man.
I love the callback. I can see that happening.
Now that I'm thinking about it, I think if they handed me the pen, I would do that. And you completely take Chad out of the match, and then you put it on whoever.
The men's Money in the Bank is so stacked, you're going to need a couple reasons for a couple of those dudes to not win that match.
I agree.
Chad Gable getting taken out by Uncle Howdy mysteriously would be the perfect way to excuse Chad Gable from not winning that match.
Exactly. And then you have this crazy fever pitch on Raw the next day of what the fuck happened to Chad, and then that way you can bring the Creeds and Otis and them back into it. And they're like, you don't worry about Chad? And it was like, this is bullshit, or whatever they do. And they end up having a match. And then that's how you slowly turn the Creeds heel. And then Chad comes back and he's just extra heel, even more so than he is now. He's not a smarmy asshole anymore. He's just evil. And then you get evil Chad and evil Creeds. All right, my mind's going too many places.
Yeah, you're far down the road, buddy.
I'm Charlie Day over here putting shit together.
Come back.
Yeah, you're right. Let me reel it into my favorite topic every week for the past month and a half. BA, why hasn't Dom folded yet?
What you mean? I think he got folded on this past Monday by having to jumping on top of her. Not jumping, he got knocked off of the apron. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna play into what they trying to do. He got knocked off the apron. Right, I did. He got knocked off the apron. And they trying to make it seem, and this is why this whole Rey Mysterio thing is just like, necessary still to make the whole live thing necessary for the whole. It's not a love triangle because Rhea hasn't been on TV in almost 2 months. So yeah, he's folded, Dub. That's all. To answer your question, that man's folded.
Okay,
he's done.
Wise man, did you light up a blunt when Liv said I'd make it up to you?
I've heard that a few times in my life, but in all honesty, I personally feel like Dom has already folded off camera.
That's why he's not calling Rhea.
Yeah, and this is why he's not talking to Rhea. He's already folded off camera. He knows he's fucked. He's just gonna try to play it off to buy some time on camera with the rest of the Judgment Day. I think we're gonna have like a fucking Eddie in China type situation.
Yeah.
Once Rhea comes back, that's gonna turn what? Probably Rhea's gonna turn face at that point. I don't know what's gonna happen with the rest of the Judgment Day, but I think Dom's already folded.
So
bro.
you're saying Dom left here with something?
He left with something.
A few times.
You know what would be great? And again, Trips, if you're listening, you got my application, my phone number. If Rhea comes back and Dom's trying to say how he didn't fold it, and Liv's like, I got the footage, and the footage is on a ring cam, and you put like the ring logo right there, new sponsor right there. You're welcome. You're welcome. You advance a storyline and get a new sponsor at the same damn time. Future Voice.
I can hear Michael Cole announcing it now. The ring sponsorship.
Brought to you by Ring Cameras. Look at the footage here.
Here's Dom folding, sponsored by Ring camera footage. Get yours now on Amazon. Yeah, I can hear it now.
And then Pat coming in. Oh no, Cole, that's not Dom folding. That's Liv getting folded.
Whoa, okay, no.
No?
No, that's a little too far. I don't think we go ahead that one.
That's a little too
We gotta wait
far.
for the Netflix era?
Nah,
Yeah,
I mean, if you want your
Netflix.
Edge and Lita moment on TV, you're gonna have to wait for Netflix, buddy. That ain't happening on USA right now.
all right.
Not in 2024.
All right,
Sponsors will be flying out left and right. Be all
Faster
bad.
than- never mind, I ain't gonna say that. But yeah, sponsor gonna be leaving.
I mean, listen, they would probably have to tell Pat to not say that because Pat would say that.
Pat been tripping lately. You right.
Pat been saying some
He
shit.
been very
Pat
comfortable.
been saying some shit.
Pat and Nigel McGuinness are like right here for like losing their jobs on commentary for the shit that they say.
This the same Pat McAfee was like, oh, is that what Lank meant? And completely broke a College Game Day. Still, one of the best segments in sport history.
He said, oh, it's getting hot here. I didn't know that's what that meant. That shit was hilarious.
That's funny.
Joey was like, man, I thought it was about to go down up here.
That was my favorite shit. Okay, we're getting into non-wrestling territory. All right.
Well, our point was Pat is out of pocket. So if they do my idea with the ring cam, they're going to have to let Pat know to chill.
Right. He gonna have to some words he can't like Vince used to give them words that they can't say. That's what he gonna have.
Oh yeah,
in front of him.
Vinceism words. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
What were the
I can see
Vinceism
it.
words? You
Can't say belt.
can't say match, can't say belt.
You can't say belt, match, wrestler,
Pro wrestling.
hospital.
Hospital kills.
Well, there was a few of them. There was quite a few of them. It was ridiculous. There was a lot.
The Vince-isms were like on like Saturday morning cartoons when me and BA were kids. When a character couldn't die, so they would put him in suspended animation, which was a coma because like they couldn't kill characters. Funny story about that. Then we'll get back into wrestling. BA, do you know why that happened?
No.
Because
no
in the
idea.
Transformers movie that came out, the cartoon one, they killed Optimus Prime, and they got letters upon letters upon letters upon letters from angry parents who had their children in a theater crying. So then Saturday morning cartoons going forward could not kill characters. That's why in the G.I. Joe cartoon, Duke was supposed to die, but he didn't. They put him in suspended animation.
That's all good info to know. I didn't know that. I would have to check in with my Uncle John to check to know more about that.
Vinceisms and Saturday morning cartoons. You guys are welcome.
Nice.
That's
All
not
right, little
surprising.
lesson.
Little, little lesson there. Little lesson there.
It doesn't
G.I.
surprise me, but I didn't know
Joe.
that. Oh man!
And
But
for those of you guys who haven't seen it, the G.I. Joe movie with the original, with the cartoon, the intro, fire.
Oh,
when they're having a full firefight around the Statue of Liberty.
Amazing.
Fire.
I get goosebumps right now thinking about that intro. That whole movie. I used to have the G.I. Joe the movie on DVD. I gotta find it. But yeah, that's
so
fire.
I didn't have it on DVD. Grandma like recorded a tape of it because you had like this
the old school record the VHS tape.
I had that followed by Double Dragon on VHS, and it was one of my most prized possessions as a child.
That's a dope tape. That's like my last Dragon tape I had when I was a kid. So yeah,
that movie's on IMDb for free.
Oh,
and Tubi. And all the free apps. Last Dragon.
I already have it. Like I have it on DVD. I have it already on my YouTube. I have it. Yeah.
Well, I was just saying, just in case your kids decide to turn that DVD into a frisbee one day, it's readily available on the internet.
For sure. Back to the Graps.
Back to the Graps, guys. It is time for Money in the Bank picks. Drew McIntyre qualified in that final spot, and what was a banger after banger after banger among three guys who should probably be competing for the European title when they bring that back. So, let's start right there. Men's Money in the Bank ladder match. We got Jey Uso, Carmelo Hayes, Andrade, Chad Gable, Los Angeles Knight, and the aforementioned Drew McIntyre. BA, please tell me why you are picking Andrade to win this match. I need to know.
My guy El Idio is in there to basically remind people he's in the WWE still, and I'm not just wrestling on speed. I actually do.
Hey, shout out to him though, because he complained about his booking once. They gave him the speed title and put him in the Money in the Bank match.
Oh, they know he'll walk. Trust me.
He's done it before.
As I am in my own career, I'm not afraid to walk away from anything.
And your wife is Charlotte Flair? Oh, exactly. Yeah. Go ahead and book him correctly.
As far
BA is like, I understand Andrade on a spiritual level. I will walk the fuck up out of here.
Exactly.
Andrade is a spirit animal. I will leave.
I'll just walk up out of here because I know somebody else will pay me.
Andrade are the same person.
B.A. El Idolo. That's your new name. B.A. El Idolo.
Yeah, you got to come in with the black mask next week like Andrade had.
See, if I didn't work for a bank, I would wear one in the work, but I'm sure that would be completely taken the wrong way. And yeah, all bad.
If you
please don't walk into a bank wearing that
with your brown skin in a black mask in a bank, they gonna shoot you so quick.
Oh yeah, it'd be all bad. But this is a tough pick, man. I wanna pick Jey Uso so bad because it makes so much sense on paper. But the fact that they are pumping it so much, as I said earlier in the show, through advertisements and stuff, that Jey Uso is like, this is the Yeet in the Bank match, basically, and this is his to lose, I can't pick him. They setting us up for that. So I gotta begrudgingly pick Los Angeles Knight.
Yep.
It's because last year we all were going crazy for Los Angeles Knight to win because we all thought he was getting positioned like Jey Uso is right this year. So I gotta remember that time frame and think that nobody's really talking about LA Knight right now. And
that's the key. That is the key. So right now, that's the formula for how they book Money in the Bank people. Yep. They don't put them at the forefront. Every time you see a Money in the Bank winner, they're not on the mid card, but they're not, super pushed in your face. Yep. They're people that hang there, they cut promos, they'll have decent matches here and there, and then boom, they win Money in the Bank and they get pushed to the fucking moon. Yep. The only problem with that is I don't see LA Knight holding a world title right now.
It don't gotta be right now. This is gonna look completely different next year.
There are so many more people that I would book for the world title than Los Angeles Knight at the moment. I'm sorry. You still got Seth Rollins, CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, and that whole love triangle. For the world heavyweight, you still got the Samoans, you got Cody Rhodes. Roman gonna want to get his get back. There's a bunch. That's booked out for the next 6 months at least. For both world titles.
I agree with you, but it took Priest damn near a whole year 9 months roughly till he held on to that briefcase before he cashed in, before it made sense
I
storyline
think
wise
Los
for him to
Angeles
hold that
Knights a
belt.
better candidate to win the Rumble next year than this Money in the Bank, honestly. Wise Man, who are you picking to win this Money in the Bank match?
Man, this is a rough one.
You giving it to Young Boy? You going Carmelo? You giving it to Young Boy?
Nah, Carmelo ain't winning the hell nah. As much as that'd be cool, don't get me wrong, that'd be kind of cool, but I don't think they're gonna launch him quite yet with that briefcase. I gotta go. It's either gonna be Drew or LA Knight, which I'm thinking they might use this briefcase to pull another screw you angle on Drew to CM Punk. Hey, it is what it is, but I'm gonna go Drew. I'm probably gonna be wrong, but I'm gonna have to go Drew.
So, that being said, on DraftKings right now, Drew McIntyre is the betting favorite to win this match.
Oh, that means he's definitely not winning.
Oh, well, yeah. Really? He's the favorite to win? Are you serious?
He is the betting favorite currently.
Ugh, I don't like that.
I don't either. But at the same time, like I said, I don't see Andrade's not holding the world championship.
Nah.
LA Knight ain't holding the world championship. Gable couldn't get the job done on the Intercontinental Championship, so he damn sure ain't winning a world championship. That leaves literally Drew McIntyre and Jey Uso, which I don't see Jey holding one right now, and plus he got to run it with his Samoan homies, in a few months.
Survivor Series, yeah.
I got to go Drew.
If I didn't think LA Knight was going to take that belt off of Logan Paul at SummerSlam, I would pick LA Knight.
Exactly. There's too many things. It's got to go Drew.
Two things can be right. You could. I mean, I don't see him. If they give him Money in the Bank, Carmelo's going over and winning that belt, the U.S. title, which is feasible. It's feasible.
That's feasible. That's also
No, it's
feasible.
100% feasible. I'm almost positive Melo's going to be a triple threat. But man, LA Knight just looks like the guy to have that belt.
He does, which is why I think Drew got this one. Unfortunately, I think Drew has it. Tries to cash in, gets screwed at some point. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I think Drew gets that, and it's another catalyst to the Drew and Punk story.
Yeah, Wise Man, you talked me into it. I'm going Drew as well.
Wow, crazy.
We'll get E-Ray's picks when he rejoins us in the world of the living. All right, next up, the women's Money in the Bank match. Io Sky, former women's world champion, Chelsea Green, Lyra Valkyria, Tiffany Stratton, Tiffy Time, Naomi, who I totally forgot was in this match, and Zoe Stark, who filled the very last slot. Wise Man,
Ooh.
are you picking Lyra Valkyria to fly away with the Money in the Bank?
That's my second pick.
Vogue.
That's my second pick.
Okay.
My first pick, of course, has to be it's Tiffany Stratton. I called this ever since months ago. I can just see the Tiffany and pink across the briefcase. It's just been implanted in my head for the longest. So Tiffany, no other explanations needed.
Also, the other betting favorite to win
Really?
this match. Yeah.
Interesting.
Wow.
Wise Man, you are a man of the people right now.
Right.
Jesus. Okay.
I think we all about to be on this one though.
Yeah, I mean, there's no way. I'm going Tiffany Stratton as well.
Yeah.
I would say the only
Chelsea
other person
Green.
I think would come close to this
Chelsea
would be
Green.
Chelsea. It
Yeah.
would be Chelsea.
That's the only other thing that makes sense. If you're not gonna set it up for Tiffany Stratton to go on this run, then put it on Chelsea Green. I would totally take that.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
And Chelsea Green said if she's winning it, she's campaigning for the Bring Back the Divas title.
The Divas.
Could
yep.
you imagine Tiffany Stratton cashing in her Money in the Bank to win the Divas title and not having to have a match so she just gets a title? That is so heelish and it would be so great. It would be so great. And then they turn it into the Women's Intercontinental title, which they've been rumored to be floating the idea about.
Be a good way to get that'd be a good way to get that title into the picture is to bring the Divas title back and kind of erase it out of history and turn it into
the Intercontinental.
You have
That's a good
Chelsea lose
It's a hell
it,
of an idea.
and then you rebrand it as the Intercontinental. Ooh.
Right.
Still
I
going
can see that.
Still going Tiffy time here.
I'm still going Tiffany.
Yeah, same as well. I'm gonna go Tiffy as well. It's just it's been set up like this for months for her to do this, so
it's time.
Crazy to go against it.
All right, let me get the picks in the phone here, so that way we don't forget who has to do shots after losing here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think we can speed through this one. We're all picking Rollins to beat Damian Priest, right?
Ooh.
Only because we want to see Rollins versus Gunther at SummerSlam, not for any other reason.
There's something that bothers me about Seth. Man. This is something with Seth. I feel like he's still kind of beat up. And
Too
injured.
early. It's too early.
Yeah, he just got back.
Are you telling me that a month and a half off isn't enough to get a new back and a new knee? What are you saying,
Look,
BA?
a backiotomy and stem cells isn't enough to properly substitute a storyline. I don't feel like Damian's run is finished yet if he drops this belt. He still has too much with Finn. Him and Finn need a match. He still has stuff with, I honestly, in all honesty, I think Damian wins this match. Drew at least attempts to cash in, but gets faulted by Punk in some way. It doesn't necessarily hand it over, but he might get stopped before he gets there. I don't know, something like that. But Damian Priest wins this match. Sorry.
Yeah, I gotta go Priest as well.
It's not time for Rollins to pick this up.
Further question to you guys then. As we've all spent money on these SummerSlam tickets, do you have any interest in seeing Priest versus Gunther?
That's hard, Dub. That's hard, man. Because I want to see Gunther.
That would be the only reason I would like the match. I would like to see anybody who's a capable challenger versus Gunther just to see Gunther
I wouldn't
wrestle.
be mad at it because Priest is getting... I'm not going to completely shit on what Priest has been doing lately. I'm not mad at it. It's not like cringe-worthy or anything like that.
No, he's not doing a bad job. There's just nothing.
Good.
There's nothing great about
Call
it.
a spade a spade. It's good. It's not great. It's not amazing.
It's not what we
best
want.
Shit you've seen.
We want to be titillized. We want to be excited. And Priest don't move that needle like that yet.
I mean, he's trying to
that's
keep
the
us from
problem.
being titillized because he keeps trying to kick Liv Morgan out to Judgment Day.
Oh yeah, he playing Father Priest. He don't play that. No girls in your room with the door locked. Dom.
She was in there with the whole crew.
I mean, that, like I said,
left the
all
flip flops at the door.
In the words of Carlito, very cool.
That's cool.
Very cool.
Shout out to Carlito, man.
This might be the way to split up the Judgment Day, man. Dom and Damian go heel. Finn and Rhea go face.
I got something
Split
for
them
you.
from there.
I got something for y'all. I think that what this could end up doing, just to keep Seth on a card, on the SummerSlam card, is we get a triple threat match between Drew, Seth, and Punk, if Punk is going to wrestle at SummerSlam, because Punk not only screws over Drew, he screws over Seth from getting that title somehow, and that reignites their shit from earlier this year, and then we get that triple threat. That would get me excited about SummerSlam. Sorry.
Man, I even called it. I said a long time ago, you got those three booked for that World Heavyweight Championship for the end till the end of the year.
Yep.
So you could either fight between them or hot potato it between, I don't know, Damian drops it eventually to Drew, then Drew and Punk fight, Punk gets it, and then Punk drops it to Seth, or at least they have a match, one or the other. But those three are going to be either hot potatoing it or fighting in different series or different ways for that title. Absolutely.
So I'm picking Rollins here because I think we get Rollins Gunther at SummerSlam, and I think we end up getting Priest and Finn in a nothing on the line match.
Ooh,
and Finn just really turns on Priest. You made your bet, now you lay in it. You're out to Judgment Day, and then they're in the ring going face to face. And then next thing you know, Carlito jumps in because Carlito wanted to see those nudes and Priest was being a hater. And they stomp out Damian Priest and you turn Priest face and you get Damian versus Finn, and I think that's what you get at SummerSlam. And then
That sounds.
and then Gunther puts Rollins back on the shelf again.
The only reason I say that, I think the end goal for this Punk and Drew is Mania. They're trying to run Punk versus Drew at Mania. I think Drew is going to pick up that title
Really,
somewhere in between then.
I think the end goal is Punk Seth at Mania.
I think that's more because that's what it was going to be before all the
I
craziness
think
happened with
that's
that
the end
card
goal.
this year.
They got enough time to build it, but right now, I mean, when would you do the final match for Punk and Drew?
Bash at Berlin.
2 week. You got to be a major pay-per-view. This thing has been a blood feud for months.
Do it at
There's
Survivor
way-
Series.
That's in November. I mean, is he going to be good enough by November?
Who, Punk?
Who, Punk?
Yeah.
I think Punk
Yeah.
is good now. I don't believe your Meltzer report, sir.
I hope I'm wrong. Shit, I love Punk. I would love to see Punk in Cleveland. Shit.
I
Sign
want to
me
see him
up.
wrestle when we go, so that's why I'm like, I hope he's good.
I
Trust
think
me.
Punk is actually good now. They're just trying to hold this out as long as possible. Yeah, no. Cause yeah, I think Seth and Punk is their end goal for Mania. And this Drew thing kind of it was supposed to fill the void until then, while Seth took time off. I think Seth's time off was always planned, but they needed to have something for Punk to do. His injury became unfortunate, but they still found a way to put in this Punk and Drew feud with just Drew leading it with masterful mic work with Punk being gone. Now you bring Punk back, you can end this probably where it was going to end anyway at Survivor Series, and then you know Seth comes back at some point after getting a new backiotomy again, and like learning his child's name. And I think you get Seth and Punk at Mania. I think that's the end goal there. I don't know what you do with Drew at this point. At some point they gotta give Drew some flowers, but I guess they gave him a 3-minute title run at Mania, which was nice.
He's gonna get another title run. Trust me.
He'll get one
Oh yeah,
more.
at some point, yeah.
He's getting
It's
another
coming.
title run. It's
not-
gonna happen.
It's not soon. All right, what's next on this card?
Yeah. What do we got next?
Next. Oh, this is probably a no-brainer. Braun Breaker's killing Ramadan Rocky, right?
Braun
Yeah,
Breaker's
it's
catching
over.
a body. Yeah, let's not even hover over this.
Yeah.
Braun Breaker's catching a body.
We all saw
Thank-
Monday.
Death.
Thank you very much, Sami Zayn, for your Intercontinental title run.
appreciate you
WrestleMania
getting
40 was a great match. I got to see a brain buster in real time. Way after he hasn't done it.
Thruster.
Yeah, top rope brain buster. But Braun Breaker is unfortunately sending you up to the upper room.
4-5
So-
speed, baby.
Yeah, it's a wrap.
Yeah, that speed and intensity. I don't know. I forget what E-Ray says, but he's all of it.
Runs the ropes at
that's a wrap.
22 miles an hour.
Yeah, dude. I mean, you're getting a spear straight from a fucking
The 8K
Braun
cameras
Breaker's
can't even
shoulder
keep
blade,
up with
right.
it.
Nope.
He's done.
Terrifying.
Thank you, Sammy. Your work here is done.
Thank you, Sammy.
Yeah. I'll be
Thank
picking
you,
Braun Breaker as
Sammy.
well.
I'll be picking Braun Breaker if you couldn't tell.
Thank you, Sammy. All right, last match on this card. Cody, Randy, and Kevin versus I don't know, Solo, Tama and Jacob? Solo, Tama and Tonga?
That's who it is. Yeah.
Okay.
Jacob Fatu ain't in the match.
He can't get into the country?
I think Tama Tonga's the one who can't get in, or Tonga Loa's the one who can't get into the country.
But they was advertising.
What did Tonga Loa
those two
do?
on the card?
I don't remember, but I remember last time they were on a foreign PLE. I think it was Backlash, if I'm not mistaken. Tonga Loa couldn't get into France.
The fuck
So-
did he do?
I don't know. A bunch of them Samoans got records on some shit.
This the real life new Bloodline city, man. These niggas got real life
That's what I'm
records.
saying. But with that being said, I think because we're getting Cody and Solo at SummerSlam, Bloodline goes over.
Okay.
Yeah, they would have to for that match to happen.
Tonga Loa ain't got no criminal record on his Wikipedia.
He got expunged, Dub. Pay top
Wait, so
dollar
he got his shit
anymore.
expunged and he can't go over there? Jacob Fatu, he has a known armed robbery conviction that he served years for. He can still go?
That's just armed robbery.
Armed
that happened
robbery,
a while ago.
schmarmery.
Exactly.
Who
So what? He
cares?
held a pistol to a dude's dome and emptied his pocket. So what?
Yeah,
It doesn't
man.
matter.
We've all had bad days. Trust me.
Yeah, everyone's had an off day. It's fine. Let him into the country,
The
man.
fuck
He
kind of
ain't doing
bad days
nothing.
you niggas be having? What?
It was an off day,
Right.
I have a
Stub my
bad day
toe,
when I leave my coffee
committed
on the
armed
kitchen
robbery.
counter on the way to work. What's going? What?
He left his other Glock on the way to the robbery. I mean, it's pretty similar.
Yeah, man. It can happen.
It happens all the time, bro.
Just
Niggas
found
get
out-
robbed every day, B.
Just found out
It's
my
all
friends
good.
are felons. All right.
All his family members are felons. There's a difference.
I'm talking about you niggas.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all
no,
equating
still my
armed,
family.
y'all equating armed robbery to a bad day.
I mean,
If you get caught or if you're the one getting armed robbed, that's a bad day.
that's a worse day.
That's
Terrible
a terrible day. That's a terrible day.
For sure. So, Bloodline across the board, or who you picking?
Bloodline. Absolutely Bloodline.
I see no reason why it wouldn't be Bloodline.
Exactly. It's got to be Bloodline.
All right.
For this extraordinary main event we're getting at SummerSlam with Solo Sikoa versus Cody Rhodes.
That's crazy. Man. I hope that's not it, because I'm gonna be going off here for the next couple of weeks. I'm gonna let y'all listeners, I apologize in advance, because I'm gonna be going off, and that's gonna be quite inappropriate. So I'm giving y'all the warning now. That's what
Y'all
we
thought
get.
this shit was derailed when we started talking about The Rock. You will not be anywhere near as entertained and mind blown as if Solo Sikoa and Cody Rhodes debuted SummerSlam or main event SummerSlam. For the price these tickets were.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Somebody gonna come talk to me.
Oh yeah. Somebody.
Oh, yeah.
I need to talk to somebody.
I'm gonna need
I'm
Trips
gonna
to
need to
let
talk
us
to a
in.
backstage producer or somebody.
Yeah, we're gonna be allowed. We should be allowed in the back if this is what we're gonna be having to deal with. I should be allowed to be shaking hands with wrestlers.
They kind of gonna
if
have to give me a
that's
call.
what's happening.
Let me talk to you, brother.
Flat out.
As a ticket holder of this event and a stockholder,
That doesn't work for me.
not happy.
You're
brother.
bullshit. Yeah, you're bullshit.
Not happy. Not
Doesn't
happy,
work
brother.
for me.
I don't usually chime in on these earnings calls, but let me tell you something. You about to hear from me, brother.
I
I
feel
don't
you.
give a damn if my stock went up. I don't care. I want to see this shit.
Can't make me happy. I see that green. I don't care.
I don't care. I can lose a few cents on the dollar on the stock. It's fine. I wasn't gonna sell it anyway. I don't see this shit. All right, so we got our picks locked in. We will get E-Ray's picks if he ever rejoins us. Who knows? But anyways, we got a go home show for NXT, and then Heat Wave, and then we getting the fuck up out of here.
Sir.
So we start off this go home show because HBK loves us and wants us to be happy with Jada Parker, Miss Parker, versus Mi Chin in a street fight.
Good God.
Wise man, Jada Parker definitely punches dudes in the face, right? Closed fist.
Close fist, swing, straight to the jaw, right hook. Yeah. And she say when she hit people too. One of those. Yeah. She bout it.
BA, is Jada Parker the type of woman that hit you so hard in the face that like your reflexes will almost go off of like swinging back, and then you got to kind of catch your reflex?
1,000%. And not only that, she'll make you flinch. Like if you just chilling, watching TV or something, and she's coming behind you. Oh my God. I don't want any problems. I'm just
Presence
sitting
makes
here
you flinch.
trying to paint her as an abusive woman.
She got presence about her. We'll call it presence. Jada Parker finally puts Mi Chin behind her, figuratively and literally. After delivering
comment.
that hip check. What a great move for a name. The Hypnotic. Oh,
wow.
If she had another, I thought she had another move called Exotic, and if she had Exotic and Hypnotic, that'd be like the shit for a move combination.
Yeah, calm down there, sir.
I'm just saying. Whatever. That'd be me.
Oh,
BA, where does Jada Parker go from here? Is she going straight after Kalani Jordan in that North American title?
I could see that, Dub. That's a very good call. After Sol Ruka and Kalani get whatever is gonna happen there out the way, I could see Jada Parker standing at the top of the ramp, ready to talk her shit and all that kind of stuff. Because if we're looking at this on a who's up and who's down, whose stock is up, whose stock is down, her stock is definitely up. So
all the way up.
So it's time for her to go after that belt now. It makes sense because of how she's being featured on NXT and stuff like that. So it's I'm happy for her, man.
Wise
she's
man,
doing her thing.
Let me make this parallel to you. Tell me if I'm off base here.
Okay.
Do you remember the original UK tournament?
The original UK tournament?
Yeah. The original NXT UK tournament.
Oh, yes. Okay.
So Tyler Bate wins, right? And becomes the first ever NXT UK champion.
Mm-hmm.
But the star they established in that tournament was Pete Dunne.
Who later went on to win
Do you
the
see something
championship.
similar here? Kalani Jordan gets that belt because they need to put it on somebody and they want to say this is somebody, this is our young star that we're grooming for the future, but we got a star right here.
This monstrosity gonna come up and fucking big fish gonna eat little fish eventually. Jada Parker is she gonna get belted up by that North American Championship. You just had to, like you said, establish the championship first. So it is prestigious and it seems like it's worth the damn and not a 24/7 title. And then you can go throw it on your monstrous heel who hits niggas in the face and probably gets accused of domestic violence.
Then you put it on the star.
Yeah, absolutely.
You have a star you're building, a comet, if you will. Tyler Bate at 19 years old winning that NXT title, he's a comet. And then at some point he'll hit a sun and become a star. I know that's not how astrology works, but whatever. Fuck you.
Close enough.
Neil deGrasse Tyson is sitting here grinding his gears right now. He's like, what did that young man just say?
Neil, thank you for listening. I appreciate you.
I hope he does listen.
Want to smoke weed with you one day.
One day.
Kalani, same thing. Comet, you're like, oh, this is going to be something at some point. But Jada Parker over here, that's a star.
Jada Parker is on a much steeper incline than Kalani Jordan, in my opinion.
Yes.
Because Kalani Jordan was over her at one point, but somewhere in between Reggie leaving and OTM showing back up on TV, she just shot to the fucking
She's
moon.
a safety with like elite level closing speed.
And a monstrous fucking hit. Like, yeah, a monstrous hit. She's Sean Taylor. She's Sean Taylor.
There it is.
Jada Parker is the wrestling equivalent of Sean Taylor.
Elite level closing speed, and you don't want to be in front of them with the ball in your hand. It makes sense. It makes sense.
All right, Mel Kiper. Okay.
I don't think you guys understand how much college tape and high school tape I have to look at now when we're trying to figure out what new kids to sign to the sports agency.
I believe it. Almost as much as I did probably coaching, I could imagine.
And my boss he be asking me questions, and I'm like, yo, I just started doing this. I'm like, I can make guesses about these freshmen, but I don't know.
We hear how you book the territory, Dub. You should be an expert immediately. What do you mean? That's what your bosses are saying.
I will say we're trying to sign this freshman wide receiver right now, and I watched his tape and I was like, oh, that's breakaway, that's next level speed. And my boss was asking all the other players about it. I'm like, oh yeah, no, that kid's special. I'm like, I told you, motherfucker. I'm new at this shit, but I be knowing what I be talking about. Watching football for a long time.
I hear that.
All right, my day job aside, back to more women business in the NXT. Guys, I was not feeling this Lola Vice promo. Am I the only one?
I wasn't paying attention to the promo. What'd she say?
She was crying and shit.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, my bad.
Crying, talking about her mom being pregnant when they were on the raft over here from Cuba, and
they're trying to humanize her.
Sacrifice.
That's all it was. They're trying to build some human qualities to the character of Lola Vice. Is all.
They're trying to get you to care.
Yeah,
I found myself laughing along with Roxanne.
I think that this is no, you're not, man, because I think they're trying to make her a baby face in this interaction with Roxanne, because Roxanne's obviously the heel.
Yeah.
And they're trying to make Lola a babyface, which I don't think is possible.
Just have two heels go against each other. One's more of an asshole than the other.
You know they come from the school of Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
You said it months ago. Bruh. WWE does not do heel versus heel good.
No,
they don't do it well.
Either don't do it or it's done in a very cringy fashion.
Okay, thank you for throwing my shit back at me, Sean. That hurt a little bit.
You remember exactly when you said it too.
I do, and I was right then. But I will say, up until recently, they didn't do black wrestling right either. But Shawn Michaels got down there. He got him a Carmelo Hayes, a Trick Williams, an Obafemi, and a King Magazine subscription. And
went to work.
Went to work. So I mean, you know, let's try some new things here. Is all I'm saying. Like, let's see if we can do heel on heel action.
You can't keep Lola Vice a heel though. Do you hear the pops that she gets?
She gotta learn how to
merch that she's gonna sell.
She gotta learn how to put on a baby face then, because it's just her. She's too cocky to be a baby face. I feel
you can be a cocky baby face. What are you talking about?
Then that promo was.
Have you listened to a Cody Rhodes promo? He's just politicking the cockiness. That's all. It's the same fucking shit.
Well, Cody,
fair, but that takes a certain amount of time to perfect though, man. It's hard. It's easier to come lean into some heel shit than babyface shit and make it believable.
MJF, he did a perfect babyface run as a cocky asshole.
Well, we're gonna stop comparing Lola Vice to Cody Rhodes and MJF. Let's stop.
I'm not comparing them
right
to them. I'm saying an asshole babyface is possible.
I know. I watched Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Possible.
I watched Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock. I know it's possible.
Okay. Now you're gonna bring up Stone Cold and then all right, sure. Yeah, all right.
My point. I know it's possible. My point is like we're not gonna compare her to the two best out doing it right now.
Fair,
because she's not there yet.
That's why she's on NXT. I get it.
Exactly. That's why it's hard. It's not. You can tell this is something that's not natural for her. And I'll say that, which is fine. It's not. It's not a major deal as far as trying to be that sympathetic character. But
I mean, yeah,
it's not easy to watch either. To Dub's point, it was not easy to watch.
I mean, like I got on the internet and everybody's like, "Oh, she's crying. This is such a touching story." I'm like, I thought Oro Mensah's story last week was more touching about how he finally thought he fit in the metaphor.
That's disrespectful.
Oh,
but
my
I get
God.
it. But I get it.
It's gonna be unnatural to her because I mean, how long ago was it that we read the fucking Twitter post that UFC fighter Lola Vice signs WWE contract? That shit was like less than what, a year and a half, 2 years ago?
Probably 2 years ago.
Yeah,
I was already following her on multiple platforms because I'm
not even 2 years ago, Dub. So that woman went from signing a contract, debuting in Level Up, going to NXT and building herself up on that roster to get to the women's championship in under 2 years.
Another one I told you about Level Up, brother. I was like,
yeah, I give it to you. That's one. You got that one.
They was doing some things Level Up.
You got that one right.
I was like, "What are you watching that?" I'm like, "Hey, man, it's Jada Parker. She gonna be something. It's Lola Vice. Let me tell you, she gonna be something."
That is true. You did call both.
You've been calling that. You've been the biggest NXT Level Up cheerleader on this show, no doubt. Can't even hate
that one.
Yeah.
Saw Javon Evans and was like, "Oh yeah, that's happening."
Yeah, I was like, I had heard who he was before, but then I saw it and I was like, "Oh my God."
He wasn't on Level Up for too long. He was on there for like a month.
Like
I feel like
3 episodes.
Yeah, he was on like 3 episodes. The funny part was he was running the same opponent each time, and then when they had him debut on the NXT, he ran that same match back. I'm like, I've seen this match 5 times now.
That's crazy.
Still good. I was like, this kid's what? 20? What? How? I have
That's how you know. That's how you know that when they know, they know. With somebody, yeah. If they gonna put the same match on 5 different times and try to market it as something new, they were in love with that kid.
Put a fresh coat of paint on that bitch. Yeah,
right. Keep slapping that same paint on. They still love it. They'll keep coming back.
I get it, because they got some nepotism names down there between Brooks Jensen, aka Ben Buchanan, Uriah Connors, Charlie Dempsey, but they was like, this Javon kid? Nah. He him 2.0. Javon being spoken of, guys, contract signings, our favorite thing in the world.
Oh, that nigga went off. If you saw, like, look, okay, y'all been around it. If you know when niggas pop off on somebody else, there's a certain vibe to it. When he popped off on Sean Spears, I ain't gonna repeat what he said, but when he popped off on Sean Spears, you got that vibe of, oh shit, he's finna whoop his ass.
If someone were to text me and say Javon got in trouble for going off script, I'd have been like, yep, that makes sense. No, that checks out.
Absolutely. Yep. Absolutely. And then you saw Trick in All Ego's face, they were like, oh shit. Yeah. Is this real?
I heard that, I was like, that didn't feel pro wrestling.
That didn't feel like a promo. That felt like a nigga getting angry and wanted to beat somebody's ass. That's what that felt like.
I mean, if I kept on getting paired with Sean Spears too, and then they got him looking like he going over, I would be pretty fired up too. So shout out to the young OG.
Shout out to the young OG.
All of us in that moment, because I'd have been pissed off too.
When he hit Sean Spears, I thought about going to buy a t-shirt. I was like, he got t-shirts yet? I need to support this man. He's doing God's work out here.
I just hate how Sean Spears dresses like a young buck and like it's something cool and new. I hate it. I hate it.
You hate everything about Sean Spears.
Yes, I do. That just makes it extra cringe to me. But
I've been calling him mid since the day we started this pod.
Yes, you have.
And you're a Ty Dillinger fan. You just don't like Sean Spears.
Ty Dillinger was also over too.
It's the same fucking guy. All right, whatever, man.
I want you to go back and watch some Ty Dillinger. Ty Dillinger was over. The moment he decided to stop listening to the people backstage at NXT and decided he wanted to be Sean Spears and not Ty Dillinger, Sean Spears, dead on arrival everywhere he went. They paired that man with Tully Blanchard, MJF, and half the fucking AEW roster, and he still couldn't get over.
Nope.
Hey, we talked about what it takes to get over earlier, okay? It takes a whole fucking lot to get over.
And they gave him everything.
He got a lot in AEW.
They gave him half the roster, a specialized entrance, a nickname, like all types
gimmick.
Of shit.
He had the stupid chair gimmick.
Oh my God. Yeah, the chairman.
They had Tully Blanchard look that man and say, you got to be the guy to wear the black glove and be the bad guy. Tully Blanchard, that legend. And everybody was like, no.
Tully Blanchard couldn't get him over. It happens, man. It happens. I'm sorry. He's just mid, like we've said. Sean Spears is mid.
I think mid is a compliment at this point. If we can get him to mid, I think we'd be good.
He's in an NXT title match, okay? Come on.
Fair enough. He Dragon Lead his way in there. I get it, but still.
Shout out to Dragon Lead, man. Continuing to fail his way up. When he comes back from injury, he's definitely having a world title.
Dragon Lee. Don't say that. Dragon Lee is entertaining to watch wrestle. Don't do him like that.
But he has failed his way up.
Sean Spears got a sneaky win on Trick Williams. That's how we are here. So I can't wait to see what goes down in Heatwave with these four here.
All right,
be interesting.
Here we go. Heatwave picks, and then we gonna get up out of here. As soon as I type in Heatwave NXT 2024, pull up the full card. Hold on. Yep. Hold on.
Well, we can get it started with the first match. There's only 5 match cards, so
here we go.
The tag match.
Oh, you don't want to talk about the pre-show match?
Oh, there's a pre-show.
If we ain't talking about AEW pre-show, why are we talking about NXT pre-show? We ain't doing that. We ain't doing that company racism. We ain't doing that.
Why is there they actually put good matches on?
We doing the pre-show that we gonna go and talk about the Lucha Brothers and Mystico. We not doing that, okay?
I feel like Sean just shot me through the screen. Oh my God, that was fun. All right, first match on this card, we got Nathan Frazier and his thirst for more titles with his homie Axiom versus Chase University for the NXT Tag Team titles. Gentlemen, are we all picking Chase U to complete this redemption?
It's time. It's time for him to have some belts to Chase U.
Yes.
All right, tag
Give
titles.
Chase U the gold.
We all running with Chase U here. I like it. I love it. Next match on this card. Black Girl Magic. Of course, I'm talking about Kaylani Jordan, the Michigan State graduate, versus Soul Ruka, bro. Soul snatching, bro.
Yeah.
BA, she snatching souls and taking this title, or?
As much as I want to pick her, nah, she don't need it. She don't need this belt.
Agreed.
She don't need this belt. And it's gonna make Kalani's run. It's gonna solidify her run with the belt a little bit more and building the belt up more. So Kalani's gonna win.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yep.
So it sounds like we're all going with Kaylani here.
Yes, we are.
Although I will say, if they do want to make the switch, Surfer Soul Ruka versus Hood Jada Parker, that's a fun dichotomy to play with. Like that.
I'm not mad at that either. I'm not mad at it. This is one of those where I'd be okay with being wrong on.
The girl surfing Long Beach versus the girl crip walking in Compton.
Out the mud.
I can take that.
Yeah,
I can take that.
She get in Soul Ruka's face and like look at the crowd like, I don't even know why y'all like her. She not like us. Oh.
Oh man.
Oh, give me the pen, guys. All right, next up, this is a very interesting match, guys.
Oh no, it's not. But
Obafemi versus Wes Lee, the ruler, big black nigga, versus the guy who BA thought was faking his back injury.
So fucked up.
Sorry, Wes.
Man was crying in the ring, said he couldn't feel his legs. BA was like, I don't believe.
It's a work, brother.
I don't believe. Let me
be on TV next week.
Let me stab you in the leg real quick to see if you feel it. I don't
man
believe.
couldn't walk, BA.
I thought he was selling.
Yeah, well. Whatever, nigga.
Nah, his body was selling for sure.
Prove it. Nah.
BA was Cameron and paid in full. Like, Wes, you be all right. You tough, right?
Niggas get their backs blown out every day.
Hey,
No, okay.
I threw the pause in there.
Extreme pause on that one.
Why is it? You gotta clip that one. Oh, shit.
Oh my God. Okay.
Egregious.
All right, what was the match?
Wesley
versus Obafemi. Yeah.
Are we all picking Oba here to put
Oba,
Wesley
yes,
down?
big black nigga.
Man.
Oh, give me Oba.
Not picking Wesley.
Better question. Do you guys think they're gonna make Oba a double champ?
They could if they wanted to. I'd sell it. Or I'd buy it, I should say.
Maybe a controversial opinion. It would be more entertaining than this Trick Williams title run.
Woo, we here.
So
I thought that was a next week topic. I had that in the bopper for next week. Talk about Trick Willie's title run. But hey, we could kind of sneak peek it now. Cause
that's gonna add a whole nother 20 minutes on this episode.
We'll save it for next week. But that's a topic though, because I've been thinking about it. I was gonna wait till after this match, but I'm with you, wise man.
Let me ask y'all this question: Is Trick Williams' like lackluster title run? Is it a result of them not having a second layer of contenders ready that were on the level of Trick when Trick won that belt?
There's two reasons for this. First reason, at the beginning of Trick's run, you had a plethora of opponents for him to go through that were worthy, and he had Melo.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
After NXT got dried out from the draft, there's really no convincing good opponents for him to dance with. It's all underwhelming, which is why he has to have nothing but multi-man matches. I'm sorry, Trick Williams wasn't a fully developed champion when he won the belt. They kind of just did it for storyline because Melo was, on the way out. They
because
had to tell some shit.
That's how you close that story.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They closed the story, feel good moment, cool.
But it's always about how you follow up.
It's about how you follow up. And I don't think they had a contingency plan about how they were going to follow this up because they have not had very good opponents for him and they haven't had very good booking for him. That's why, hence, multi-pin matches and just an underwhelming title run. Sorry. It's not that good.
I think one big thing that hurt Trick Williams was Noam Dar getting hurt. Because Noam Dar is an interesting challenger to Trick. Because there's not a person walking planet Earth that would dare say Trick Williams is close to the wrestler that Noam Dar is right now. But on the microphone, Trick can go with Noam, but Noam also has a crew as well. So then, that you take that away from him, and then you have to immediately hotshot Ethan Page into that spot. And again, that match was cool. Again, I felt like Ethan Page outshined him too much in that match.
He did, and I mean, I hate to break it to you, but I don't think everyone else views Noam Dar as highly as you view Noam Dar. I think Noam Dar could have came through and had that match with Trick, and it wouldn't have affected his title run at all. It still would have been the same.
I think like that would have been a banger. And then Noam Dar's good at getting people over, and then you bring in Ethan Page, and then
I don't think it would have helped that much, man. I'm sorry.
I'm with the wise man.
I don't think Trick Williams was properly ready for this title run. And I think it showed very much. I think it's showing very much.
So with that being said, so you're picking Shawn Spears to win the NXT title in this match?
I'm picking Ethan Page.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I'm picking Ethan Page because if anything, I would want young OG to win, but too young, not ready. Trick Williams needs to go back, not ready for the title. And Shawn Spears doesn't need to see a piece of gold for his entire WWE run until he figures that out. Damn. So, I'll give it to all Ego.
Who you picking to come out of this NXT title match, fatal 4-way?
I gotta be with the wise man on this for just the reasons he gave. I feel like the fact that Trick Williams took a pin from Shawn Spears, he don't deserve to hold that title for a little while. He got to take it off of him for a little bit. I'm sorry.
Shawn Spears' midness hurts Trick Williams.
That's just crazy to me that he got that pin. But still, all Ego makes the most sense because we wanted to hot potato it to him in the last pay-per-view at Battleground, but it didn't happen then. So I think it makes sense here for him to get that belt and then start the hot potatoing of it around between him and Trick again. But I'm very intrigued by this Trick Williams discussion and dichotomy of what's been going down with him. I think that would be a good conversation for next week.
So I'm going with Ethan Page as well. I'm sure E-Ray's going to love this. Mm-hmm. But I would not hot potato it back to Trick anytime soon.
Oh, fuck no.
No. Damn.
I think they would, though. It's
the
not
young
a terrible
OGs
thing.
That's an interesting thing. And then, of course, you got Nathan Frazier chasing belts. That you can always just throw him in there. That would be a fun match.
Nathan Frazier.
Lexus King needs to get a title match at some point.
Brooks Jensen is probably going to get a title match.
Brooks Jensen after he has his sit down with Ava. Mm-hmm. I'm kind of salty. I spoiled that now for everybody because when I saw the look on your guys' faces, you guys didn't know it was Brooks Jensen, and now they finally announced it.
I knew.
Well,
I was keeping up on.
You knew, yeah. BA and E-Ray definitely didn't know. E-Ray was in complete and utter shock because he couldn't believe he cared about something that Brooks Jensen was doing.
He was like,
his brain exploded.
This is great. Yeah,
I can see him malfunctioning. Like, I care what Brooks Jensen is doing. What? Yeah.
I'm happy for him. Good Lord, that Brooks and Jensen LLC wasn't gonna do it for him.
Briggs and Jensen Construction?
No. Lots of limited liability in that corporation.
Last match on this card, more women business. Miss I'm Latina versus the other Latina. Lola Vice versus Roxanne Perez. Roxanne. I want to be your man. For the NXT women's title. Is anybody picking Lola Vice to go over here?
Yes, absolutely. Lola Vice wins.
Really?
Lola Vice wins.
Really?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Lola Vice wins.
Wow.
Roxanne Perez is the perfect champion to strap up when you have nobody else to strap up. She is the one that's going to hold that title, give you reputation to it, give you good matches, and then drop it to the person who's going to be built next. So I think Lola Vice picks this up easy because Roxanne can afford a loss. With the momentum that Lola has right now, gotta give it to her.
Man, you kind of convincing me, Wise, man. Because she was the original NXT breakout.
So let me ask you this, Wise Man. Who do they follow that up with?
Shit.
Because that's the reason I would pick Roxanne.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Who
she
do they
can
follow it.
She can
up
carry
with?
other women in feuds going forward. I don't know if Lola can yet.
Yeah.
That is true. That is a good one. The story afterwards is going to be very big.
Because it's not about what you do; it's about how you
follow it up. Yeah,
it's about the next night.
I can see that. I think she's good enough to maybe not carry her opponent because it's NXT. Everyone's going to need carrying in some way, in some shape or form in an area.
Because if you put this title on Lola, you run into the same problem you're running into right now with Trick. Someone who
I don't really know about that one. I mean, off the rip, shit, throw Jada Parker in there to try to test her caliber. You know, she loses that match, goes down into the North American Championship. Let her run there until she's built back up for a women's championship. I think she can do it.
Did you just book my Jada Parker to lose a match, sir?
My Jada.
Absolutely. Because I mean, look, Cora Jade is going to be back eventually.
Yeah, she definitely.
Cora Jade is definitely going to be back.
That's who they're missing in this NXT roster. Another steady hand like Cora Jade.
She could go with Lash Legend. I'm sure Lash Legend can go with her pretty well. Tatum Paxley was just fighting for a title on TNA not too long ago. Tatum Paxley could probably go for a title shot. Everyone's favorite white woman, Nikita Lyons. She can go for a title shot. I'm just saying. Wendy Chu has a new gimmick. That's another title shot. I mean,
the Asian American Nightmare.
I feel like some of those ladies that you mentioned towards the end are kind of fighting for their NXT lives, low key. Like Nikita and Wendy Chu with the new gimmick.
I wouldn't say fighting for their lives right now. Wendy Chu maybe because she's got a new gimmick, but Nikita just can't stay healthy. She's like Dante Martin of NXT.
So she's fighting for her life. There's too much next woman up going on in NXT because we starting to see what's been on Level Up the last year coming up now and all that kind of stuff. And there's more that's just gonna be coming back. So
and they're catching up to her talent. Yeah,
and that's what I'm saying.
Quick.
If Nikita gets hurt again, that might be it. So
I was just saying to the point of it's not like a Trick Williams. You got plenty of talent there that matches her caliber, to where Lola Vice could have good matches for the next few months, no problem.
Secret, they've tapped the well on what's coming from Level Up. Everybody on there is going to be on Level Up for a while.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Insider.
Everybody who made that come up.
That's the nicest way I've ever heard of saying, yeah, them niggas over there is trash.
Well,
so,
everybody. Well, I guess
everybody who's making that come up.
They got more rope on that leash than I think, then.
The days of me telling you guys about Luca Crucifino and Jada Parker and Big Body Javi are far gone now.
Big Body Javi. I miss
everybody.
That guy.
What the fuck happened to him? Jesus.
I think he's on the main roster.
What?
Dark match talent?
Which one?
Yeah,
Which
dark
roster?
match and main event talent. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
But yeah, like those days of me telling you about those guys are over.
He's a jobber.
I'm scouting.
Let me cut on Hulu and watch main event and try to find a Big Body Javi match real quick.
So all right, so BA, who are you picking? Are you picking? Did Wise Man talk you into Lola Vice?
Nah, I think I'm gonna still stick with my guns on Roxanne because to the point of the story, which y'all was saying. That makes sense.
Lola Vice, when she raises that belt after a spinning back fist and knock the shit out of Roxanne.
I'm sticking with Roxanne too, just because I don't see anybody next up. Like, if Lola Vice wins this match, and they put her across from Lash Legend. Lash Legend should be NXT Women's title champion in like 2 seconds. Just because of
2 seconds, god damn, that's
the stature.
Oh,
the
shit.
stature difference. Those two aren't good enough in the ring yet to put on a believable match enough that where Lola Vice is beating Lash Legend, because Lash Legend is legitimately a foot taller than her.
So what? Rey Mysterio was multiple time champion.
Yeah,
that means
and
nothing.
Rey Mysterio is arguably one of the greatest of all time. Lola Vice is not one of the greatest of all time.
She's only been in WWE for a year and a half. Rey Mysterio wrestled for 30 years, man, okay? I'm just saying.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, give it some time.
He didn't win the world title till like year 20.
Truth.
And Lola Vice is maybe gonna do it on year 1.5. So that's all I'm saying, man. just chill out. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, I can't get behind it yet. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love me some Lola Vice. Huge fan. Again, been following since before she signed her NXT deal, and I was like, oh, it's no longer my secret follow. All right, but yeah, I'm sticking with Roxanne.
All right.
So that being said, we got a little bit. I was getting worried on his NXT picks, but we got just enough differentiation where there's some shots on the line.
All right,
So,
cool.
Oh, for
I
sure.
like it. I like it.
I will update the group chat with all of our picks as the weekend goes on. But that being said, guys, this has been a jam-packed episode of the greatest professional wrestling podcast of all mother freaking time. Let Me Book the Territory. Guys, go to letmebookpod.com. Get you some merch. The Only Slam shirt, Flash the Revolver, the logo shirt with all our beautiful faces on it. Don't forget to constantly subscribe, click the like button, click the 5-star button, leave us a review. If you leave us a review, we will read it live on air. BA has the Only Slam shirt over his face like he's getting ready to go to an Eyes Wide Shut party. Oh, man. And like I said, stay tuned to the feed for more episodes of the BA and Wise Man show. We got more stuff coming. Go to patreon.com/letmebooktheterritory. Pay us some money so we can give you more content.
The BA tier is still alive.
The BA tier is still alive to go prove to BA you not broke. You
No
get
one's
everything
proved it
else
yet.
on the other tiers.
Nope.
You get anything extra? No. You just get to prove to BA you not broke. And
Yeah.
that should be enough for you.
Right.
I'm tossing around the idea in my head of maybe doing a TNA pod once a month, calling
That's
it
crazy.
Not So Sudden Impact.
That's crazy.
Thinking about that. So we got things in the hopper. Go check out E-Ray on the Anaudiverse. I'm on Embrace the Turn Up. BA's on the Twitterverse pissing off the neckbeards and
Man, I don't even know what Twitter looks like anymore. I'm afraid.
and getting in arguments. Me and Sean are in the wrestling streets reading the dirt sheets and all this other stuff, getting info from Dijak. Y'all know the vibes.
Dub Meltzer.
But until next week, guys, do not forget that everything is wrestling and wrestling is everything. And we are out of here.